you don't need to do as much. You need to feel. The whole idea of doing all of those things is to feel them.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I first want to say the inspiration of today's video because it is a very, very personal thing to me, and basically to my lovely, amazing sister that is my favorite person in the whole wide world. I cannot imagine being myself without her because she basically raised me. I just want to say congratulations, honey, on passing your final exam at your university. My girl is getting the degree, her final exam. I'm not gonna cry right now. The only reason is because I have my makeup and I'm going out with my girlie. And basically, I couldn't be more proud of you. And you remind me every single day what sisterhood, what girlhood, what a real friendship, a real connection is about. Today we're gonna basically talk about how to have a gentle, soft love to yourself. And why did I say the introduction to my sister at the beginning? Because basically she is the person who taught me the soft, gentle love. She is the person who taught me how to be more feminine, how to be more delicate, and how to have more compassion to myself. And it's because she always had this soft side to me. Sisterhood is something you can never describe. Sisterhood is something like if you never lived through it, you can never know what it is. You will never be able to fully describe sisterhood. It's the same with the brotherhood. It's totally different, but it's very the same, as in undescribable, amazing, and the best thing that could happen to you. I will be forever grateful to my mom because she basically gave birth to my favorite person in the world. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna cry, and if I get into the subject, I'm gonna cry. So, like I said, she was always the person who had compassion to me. She was the first person, I think, who showed me that I do not have to set such high standards to myself. I do not have to set such high expectations to myself that I know I cannot reach, and not to be so hard on myself, because she was always seeing me as somebody to cherish, as somebody, as a miracle to her. She was always a big sister to me. I mean, she is my big sister, but she was always being the big sister. And an example of how she was loving me gave me a lot to think about later on, subconsciously and consciously, about how I should love myself. Because if this person who loves me so much is doing this for me, why shouldn't I treat myself with the same respect? If they are seeing my value, why shouldn't I see my value? Why shouldn't I see why I should treat myself like that? So basically, she was the reason I started treating myself so softly, so gently, and with such a big care, because she was always this caring person. Why did I think about this video is right now I'm during the exam session, and also is my sister, and also are all my friends, because we basically all are studying. The exams are hard, and are hard not only in a sense of it's getting physically hard because you have to study a lot, but it's like mentally, it's just shitting on you hard. It's basically, I know, like my hair is like a celebrity star right now, but because I have open window, because it's so freaking hot in here, you can see the glow. It's not only from the balm, it's not only from the lotions, it's also from the sweat and from the humidity. It is so hard not to put this big pressure onto yourself and not to kind of doubt yourself when not always the grades are showing how much you put work into the certain subject. And I feel like we all need in our life this one person that is loving us softly, and I think we all should be this one person. Our life, basically, like when you feel a void in your life, it's like if somebody dig a hole. Like you are, like your life is, let's say, some area, and somebody dig a hole, and it's all ground, you know, it's all dirt, and somebody dig a hole, and this void that you feel is this hole. And let's say other people, other benefits, basically like everything around you that is not you, that is not like your source, is the water. And of course, it's very nourishing, that like the ground needs to be very nourished to grow anything. But it can never fully fill the void. It will always, like the void will always suck everything up. The only thing that can fill this void is the dirt. So it's basically us. We only are the only thing that can fill this void. We are the only source that can basically put the end into this void that we're feeling. So I'm always into this belief that whenever you are feeling like you're lacking something, you should be the source of which you're getting this from. You should always be the answer to your vulnerabilities. You should always be the answer to your triggers. Even though you are not the reason that you get hurt, even though you did nothing to deserve it,
it's your responsibility to get it into the healing. So even though there are other people in your life that I hope are loving you softly, and like, of course, like there is somebody in your life that loves you, and there is somebody in your life that will love you, but we all need soft love. And I am very fortunate because, like I said, I was growing up with many amazing people, and one of them was my sister that was always loving me softly. But at the end of the day, it's up to me how I'm feeling, and it's up to me how I'm feeling based on how I'm treating myself. And basically, how can I softly love myself? How can I show myself this soft love? This is something that is very easy for me to describe because, like I said, I was having it always from my sister. And when I was trying to think about this video, when I was trying to think about, okay, but like what real life examples, what real life, like what you should do, this and that, should I give to you guys? I was thinking about all the things my sister was doing to me when I was growing up. So I think the first thing that I literally like felt this soft love was giving me the space to feel vulnerable, giving me the space to acknowledge that I'm a human. I can feel this way. I can feel those emotions. I'm allowed to feel those emotions. And actually, it's good that I'm feeling those. And being understandable. Girl, like I did this whole, introduction with the exams and with this pressure that we're putting into ourselves. And sometimes the expectations are different from reality. And sometimes those things do not match. Like how much we're putting effort into those certain things do not match like the grade we're getting. And I know I am very hard on myself when it comes to achieving something. I am very competitive, and this is something I'm very I'm working towards not to be. I'm working on myself, trying to be more understanding to myself, trying to be more compassionate to myself, trying to be more soft to myself. It is hard not to fall into this whole scheme of I could have done enough. Okay, I was studying for a certain amount of hours. I was really I put it this first, but I could have woken up an hour earlier. Maybe I could have revised this chapter. Maybe if I focused on this and this more. And it's always, if I did this, maybe it's gonna be different. Maybe if I did this, it would be this. And first of all, it's very, very important to understand what I'm always saying in my YouTube videos. You do not know what you do not know. I heard it once somewhere on social media, and this is this stuck in my mind, because you do not know right now, as if you're planning how you want your future to look like, how you think your best future would look like. You do not know certain things that are not yet, in a possession, you are not in a possession of a certain knowledge. So you do not know what you do not know, and you do not know your best future. Maybe if you didn't pass an exam, you would have to go to exam one more time, and maybe then you're gonna meet the love of your life. Maybe if, for example, you didn't pass another thing, you're gonna go there, you're gonna meet your future best friend, you're gonna meet your future bridesmaid. You do not know what you do not know. Or maybe you were avoiding right now a tragic catastrophe that would have happened if you passed something. You would go to celebrate, and maybe I don't know, you would die. You do not know what you do not know. You do not know what would have happened. So I think the first step to basically calm yourself down and stop putting such I would have if I done this, maybe it would have. You do not know what you do not know. Stop, take a breath, calm down. So this is on the kind of off the topic, but I think it's kind of also on the topics both. Be more understanding to yourself. Not only with this I do not know what would have happened, but also, honey, you're just a human. Okay, you are just a human, you are not a machine. And sometimes the expectations that we're putting into ourselves are so high, are so big, that it's unreachable for us, because we're just humans. You are not a machine, you are not a project. I'm gonna scream it from the buildings. You are not a project. You do not need to pick your faults, what to make to the perfection. You are not a project, you are a human being. Let yourself breathe and acknowledge that for yourself, because you are gonna be in your life till the end. You are gonna be with yourself till the end. So you can choose if you're gonna be your biggest hater or your biggest supporter. And this is very important to choose, because you're gonna be with this person, either hater or supporter, till the end. So pick wisely. Be very soft to yourself also means that in everyday life, you have to show yourself this softness. When I'm making my breakfast and I feel kind of anxiety getting in, I reassure myself a lot. Whenever I'm feeling anxious, I'm being my like comfort person, my own comfort person, even though I have comfort in other people. If somebody wants to add into your life, let them, of course. People are like, we are basically the animals, like we human as animals, we're supposed to be in a community. Do not rely on them with the basic needs. When I'm feeling this crawling in anxiety, I'm always reassuring myself. I'm always comforting myself. And also, I was selling on the Valentine's edition about 5 love languages, like how you should love yourself. It's always supposed to be all of the 5 love languages that are like basically words of affirmations, physical touch, quality time, acts of services, and gifts. So you should like, check all of those 5 boxes, and every single day think about how softly you can check this love language. Like for example, physical touch. It's not always, dancing, running, doing something. Sometimes when you need this soft physical touch, massage yourself, rub yourself. Like for example, like I said, when I feel the anxiety rubbing in, I give myself a big hug. I basically reassure myself. I do this, or I hold my hand. Like I literally, like when I fall asleep, I hold my hand, and I know how it sounds because like when I was younger, I was holding my boobie. I don't know why. It's very comforting. So also like when I was talking to my girlfriends, they were all saying like it's very comforting. Like sometimes they are like catching themselves onto like just basically grabbing onto their breasts. And I don't know what is going on with that, but like who doesn't love boobs? So anyway, so I'm holding my hand when I'm falling asleep, and it's so comforting. Like basically this soft physical touch, this like gentle physical touch is very important to give from yourself. Another thing, gifts. Basically something that makes you feel like warm inside, that makes you feel loved inside. Check all of those boxes. Words of affirmation. Speak to yourself gently. Not always you're a bad bitch. This is amazing. Do it, of course. But sometimes we need the soft love. We have to have both. We have to have balance. It cannot always be like very, sassy and sexy and like rawr. No, it has to sometimes be soft. It has to sometimes have like a bit like a petting into it. Like be very flowy to yourself. So give yourself the space to be vulnerable, understand yourself, check all of those 5 love languages, the 5 soft love languages, okay? I mean, it's 5 love languages, but softly check them. You can basically do every single thing of the self-love from my previous guides, but do it softly. Like for example, be your hyper man. This is something like when I think about my sister, I know she is the most supportive person I could ever imagine having. And this is not like the only hyper person that I have in my life. I am, like I said, I am so blessed, and I will never stop praising my people. I will never stop praising the girls and the boys, the men and the women that I love, that are loving me. It's my biggest flex in the whole wide world. But my sister, like I said, this is the video of the dedication to my sister, because like I said, I couldn't be more proud of a human being than I am right now of her. Be your biggest hyperman, like with little goals. Be like, oh my God, honey, I'm so proud of you. This is also coming into the words of affirmation. Sometimes people think words of affirmations are the only thing, like you are beautiful, you're amazing, you're this, you're that, or I'm beautiful. It depends on like if you're looking into the mirror, like it depends on the perspective, but basically you know what I mean, like just the basis of this. But words of affirmations are more deeper than that, are everything that is needed to be said for you to feel loved is basically words of affirmations, because it's all the things that needed to be said. Also, it comes, I think, with the thoughts, because I always think about the thoughts as in said but to myself things. Like for example, it's better if you say them out loud, because you can think of it to yourself, and if you do not have the environment to say it out loud in this moment, it is good even to think it, but think of it consciously, not only like, oh, I'm proud of myself, but like focus on this thought, like feel this feeling, like make it like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. It's different than, oh, I'm proud of myself. No, I am so proud of myself. Put some thought into it. Basically, everything that you're doing, I think the advices that I said so far are efficient enough for you to feel self-love, for you to start your journey, like I said before, but it all needs to be with this importance, with putting the effort, with consciously choosing something. I was having that discussion with this one person lately. I brought up this thing that it's not about you doing or not doing some things. It's about if you're consciously doing something. If I'm consciously like showing myself love, it's different than when I'm not thinking about it and just doing it automatically. And it can be as much as making myself breakfast. I think everybody that is basically, you know, grown enough to make their own breakfast is doing it every single morning. And I think we can see it as an act of service to yourself, as an act of like soft loving. Because I think like if I had a partner, you know, a life partner, and he would be making me breakfast every single morning, I would think, oh my God, like this is such an amazing kind of loving. Like, what did I do to deserve it? I love this man. Thank you so much for bringing me breakfast every single morning. And you are doing it to yourself. So why not putting some light into it? Like every single action that you're doing, whatever you're doing to yourself, put some spotlight into it. Put some like, show it to yourself. Show to yourself what you're doing to yourself. Because it is very important, like I said, it is important to put the importance onto some things. It is important to put like the thought into some things, the conscious sense into some things. So when you're doing your breakfast, focus onto it. Focus onto, oh my God, I am literally putting my time and effort right now to nourish my body. To literally, I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of my body. I love me so much that I want to keep me healthy. I want to keep me growing. I want to nourish myself. And that's why I'm putting time and effort right now into it. And after you made your breakfast, show some appreciation to yourself. Be proud of yourself. It's a little thing. It's a very little thing. You eat it every single morning, I hope. But it's very important to, like I said, put a spotlight into it. Think about it. Think about it consciously that, oh wow, I just did myself breakfast. If your future partner did those things for you, would you be so happy? Would you be so happy and proud of them and so grateful for this love that you are being given to? If you are, then why do you not feel the gratefulness right now? Because gratefulness is such a high vibration, such a high frequency, and I think it is very underestimated, and it is being very often said in, like, you know, videos and guides and stuff, but I think it is still underestimated because it is such a high frequency, high vibration. But still, I think we are more focused on to what else can I do? Like, is there something more, something? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as understanding yourself, putting off the pressure, giving yourself the space to feel, understanding you're just a human, you're not a project. Basically, like I said, understanding yourself, understanding, validating yourself is the main step. It's the main step to everything. Because if you are validated by yourself, first of all, you're not looking for the validation in others later on. This is very important. Second of all, you are feeling like calm in your own mind, in your own presence. Because if I'm not feeling validated by somebody, I am all the time feeling not enough. I'm all the time trying to do something to fill up this void that I'm feeling, like this, please be happy for me, please, like, understand me. Like, if you are caring about the person and you know they're not understanding you, you feel like something is lacking, something is not enough in the subject. So when you are finally being validated and understood by yourself, I think this is when you are basically like calm in your own environment. This is basically when you're like putting your guard down and feeling comfortable within yourself, feeling comfortable within your own mind, within your own thoughts. And like I said, it doesn't have to always be big things. It doesn't have to be always like, I need to buy myself flowers, I need to do this, I need to clean my whole room, I need to do... No, you don't need to do as much. You need to feel. Like, look into yourself, because it's all about within. Like I said, you can do very little things, but when you're putting the spotlight, when you're putting the consciousness onto them, this is the main step. The main step, I mean, not the main step. The main step is the understanding, validating, giving yourself space to feel validated, giving yourself the space to feel comfort. Because like I said, it is very, very easy to blame yourself when you're putting such high expectations and you're looking at yourself as a project. That is when it's very easy to blame yourself for things. But you are not a project, you are a human being, and you are supposed to be your favorite hyperman. You are supposed to be your biggest supporter. So like I said, think about it. But it is very important also, like I said, to put the spotlight onto the little things, because you can do all the things in the world. You can buy yourself a whole damn, flower shop. But if you're not gonna think consciously how grateful you are for yourself, how grateful you are for this action, you are never gonna feel loved. because you are never gonna give yourself the space to feel this gratefulness, to feel those feelings. Like basically the whole idea of loving yourself softly is to feel loved. The whole idea of doing all of those things is to feel them. While you're doing already the things, focus onto it. And I think this is efficient enough. Like I said before, this is very simple guide, but I think it is very necessary to understand, like I said, that the thoughts are the most important ones. The feelings that it all brings are the most important ones. And we need to focus onto this energy. We need to focus onto what vibes are brought in. I want to say one more time, I'm so thankful that I had my sister to show me all of those things. I'm so grateful to have this supporter, this loving creature that I always had in my life. And I want to say one more time, and I want to, like I say, shout it from the rooftops. I have my window open, so I think it's going to count. I'm so proud of you, and honey, you are going places, and I always knew that, and I couldn't be prouder of anybody else. It is an honor to be your younger sister, and thank you so much. And I love you so much. And I'm gonna go cry right now and do my makeup again. Thank you so much. I love you guys also. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much for listening to me ranting for, a while here. And if you like this video, be sure to stay here because I have so much more to tell you. And if you are interested in any of that, then hit the subscribe button and stay here for a while longer. Hope you have a good day. Bye.